저희 코리안 커뮤니티가 이 사는 곳이 한국타운이긴 하지만은 그러나 모든 사람들이 다 같이 사는 다양한 민족이 사는 곳입니다. 그래서 우리가 지금 프로포즈된 사이트를 반대하는 이유는 퍼블릭 히어링, 공청회가 이루어지지 않고 정해졌기 때문입니다. 우리도 홈리스의 이슈가 해결이 되고 우리도 해결안을 만드는데 적극 참여하고 동참하고 있습니다.
Very strong negative action against our community and literally shove it down our throats with less than a month's notice. Let me tell you something else. Out of the 15 districts, council districts, most of them have been having public hearings for up to a year. We're the only one where we haven't been given even one public hearing. This is outrageous. Councilman Wesson, your unpardonable conduct is exposed by the reasonable conduct of some of your own council members. At least some of the other council members have the decency and the respect, basic respect for the community members to hold not just one, but many public hearings over a year's period of time. But because there is a history of Councilman Wesson acting against the interests of our community. There's a history. Not only this particular issue of the homeless shelter, where he refuses to allow any public hearing, any input from the community as to the desirability of a location at 682 South Vermont, or any other location, of which, based on our investigation, there are many other locations in other parts of Councilman Wesson's district. And many of them are much more suitable for a homeless shelter. Most of those other locations do not have 8 or 9 schools within a 1-mile radius, such as we have here. Exactly right. We must protect the health and safety of our children, of course. And on top of which, these other locations in other parts of Councilman Wesson's district, they are also, some of them are very close to large medical facilities. If the idea underlying this idea of a homeless shelter is to provide the best quality of care and services to the homeless population that can be given, well, isn't it important to have a hospital facility nearby? Isn't it important to be able to make sure that there are other resources available, including lots of parking and other nearby facilities that can be rented out to provide social services, psychological services, and other services to the homeless? We don't have that here. But there are many other places in Councilman Wesson's district that have all these resources available. One of them is 4023 Marlton, which I and other members of our organization visited. Okay, and so I know there's many important speakers here, so I'm going to try to cut this very short. Either way is, Wesson has refused to consider other sites that are more suitable. He refuses to give us a public hearing. And let me just tell you 2 other important things about the history of Wesson discriminating. Yes, racially discriminating against our community. One was during the redistricting process some years ago, where he was caught on video specifically saying that what he has done to destroy Koreatown into 4 different council districts to dilute our voting power is he has guaranteed 2 council seats will be African American for the next 30 years. It was a blatantly racially discriminatory intent. Now, I'm sure they can be very fine African American council persons, but still, he's specifically acting to prevent any other minority from being able to be a council member. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, before that, during the CRA era, the Community Redevelopment Agency, he diverted $10 to $15 million of the business taxes that were raised in Koreatown. He diverted it for projects in South LA. And then he tried to make that become routine by merging the CRA districts. And our community stood up at that time, and we fought him. And he promised to stop doing that. So I'm telling you, there is a history of Wesson acting against our community's interests We have to stand strong, we have to stand firm, and we have to say no shelter in Koreatown. And the only way any shelter will be considered is that first we have a full public hearing where Wesson hears all of our concerns, and we have a full evaluation of all other alternate locations. Unless that's done, absolutely no shelter in Koreatown. No shelter in Koreatown. Thank you.
예, 이게 퍼블릭 스피치 하실 때 이제 뭐 사람들이 다양하니까 의견이 다 다를 수 있습니다. 그러니까 네, 뭐 어떻게 보면 좀 약간 걸러서 들으실 건 걸러서 들으셔야 되고요. 또 미디어가 지켜보고 있으니까 이게 좀 어떤 어젠다를 앞에다 내셔서 뉴스는 되게 짧게 나가요. 거기에 한마디 툭 나가는 게 뉴스에 들어가거든요. 그러니까 좀 우리의 핵심 내용에 맞춰서 얘기하시는 게 중요합니다. So we are here. 좀 더 이렇게 너무 좁아지신 것 같으니까 조금 슬쩍 뒤로 spread out 할까요? Can we spread out a little to the back side? Yeah, because it's kind of getting too tight in a way. Just for your own safety, please. Give me 1 second. So we are here to resolve this homeless issue together. Like, you know, on street, people saying, you know, there are 35,000, maybe even more homeless people on street in LA City, according to the study done back in 2017. And we agree that we need to do something about this, and we want to help them about this. And then city, you know, we are very glad, we are very happy. The city reserved $20 million for building up emergency shelters, and we are very glad city is ready to spend more than $1.2 billion for building up supportive housing, which is going to be permanent shelters for homeless people. You know, we go out and help them, and then we work together. I mean, why? I mean, after all, you know, putting all this, and then let me ask this question: why are we not being heard about this, and why are we kind of even having arguments about this? Because, you know, the way it is made, it is proceeding is wrong. So before making the decision of having that shelter in that 682 South Vermont Avenue, right here, the public parking spot, there was no prior consultation whatsoever. There was no information given to any of our community members ever. And even now, they are refusing to talk with us. They are refusing to have public hearings. So this is not a matter of only Korean Americans. This is about all the people living and working in this community. You know, Latinos, you know, African American, Caucasian Americans, you know, whoever lives here, whoever works here, they should, you know, speak up, and their voice should be heard. But straight, I don't know why, but it is not happening, and it is being rejected. And city mayor said, the guy said he cannot talk to everybody. No, you should talk to community people. You did not talk to any of us. Did anybody from the city come out and ask you a single question ever? Never, never, never. Did anybody come to you and ask a question about what we should do together? No, never. And did anybody from the city come out and really ask to the homeless people they say they want to help about what they want and about what they need? And do they know that shelter plan, you know, having only 65 beds here, that will really help homeless people, or whether that's going to only hurt the community after wasting $1.3 million, right? So we want to talk. We want to spend this $1.3 million in very smart way, and that will meaningfully help homeless people. We are not going to have the city waste this money. We are going to have the city spend this money for really helping homeless people. On the other side, we are going to ask them to find a way to minimize the impact, the negative impacts to the community too. Look around this street. Who is walking by? You know, all these people living and working here, and then, you know, early in the morning, like 8:30ish. You know, all these small, like elementary school girls and boys, they are walking to the school right here. It's right here, only 2 blocks away. So again, so we, this is democracy. Everybody can talk, but at the same time, keep in mind why we are here together. We want to talk together. We want to look for the answer together. And we are going to make a best choice to really help homeless people together while minimizing the negative impacts to the community. We are going to help homeless people, and we are going to protect our children too. Thank you. So keep in mind, and then, we will continue to talk. So some people may have different opinions, which is fine. So we will be, hearing from each and every person who wants to talk here. Before doing that, let us introduce some friends that are here to help and support our community.
All right, thank you, Jake John 변호사님. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased and have the honor to introduce to you Dr. John Fernandez. Dr. John Fernandez is a friend of ours, our community, and he is helping to lead the resistance to establishing a homeless shelter in CD1, Council District 1, Councilman Gil Cedillo's district. He has been working on this issue for over a year since they were given the respect and courtesy, at least by their district member, notice and opportunities for public hearings during that time, unlike Wesson to us. Dr. Fernandez, thank you.
Thank you very much. Sí se puede. Come on. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Can't hear you. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. No hearing, no shelter. No hearing, no shelter. No hearing, no shelter. Louder. No hearing, no shelter. I'm here today representing the Full Rights Coalition. I'm also representing the Coalition to Protect Lincoln Heights. I'd like to tell you that I'm very honored to be here and speak with you today, but we really have a problem here. You know, Lincoln Heights is a small little working class immigrant community with a lot of Asian Pacific residents, people from Vietnam, people from all over the world, African American, immigrants, Salvadoreños, Guatemaltecos. We're a poor working class community. And we've been scheduled, the city is scheduled to take 5 parking lots away. And we're resisting, but we are not like your community. The Korean American community, don't mess around with the Korean American community. They will take you down. They will take you down. Brother Weston, listen. This is not Lincoln Heights here. This is not Lincoln Heights. The Korean American community has the resources. They have the money. They will stop this project if you don't listen to them. Not only will they stop the process, they will also initiate lawsuits. They will delay it. Nobody will win. Nobody will win. And what will happen eventually, Wesson, Brother Wesson, listen, they will recall you because they can do it. Recall. Brother Wesson, where are you at? You should be here with the people, with the community. But you're not. You're not here. You're not here. You were at City Hall with the homeless activists. I don't mind that. We don't mind that. But you also represent African Americans, Korean Americans, Mexican Americans, Guatemalans, immigrants, white, black, rich, poor. Where are you, Herb? You should be with us, brother. So I'm telling you that the struggle will continue. Like I said before, this is not like Lincoln Heights. They will lie to you. They will lie to you. They will try to divide you. So you have to watch out for that. They will not give you information, adequate information. The city will tell you, oh, we can replace the parking lots after we build the shelters. That's BS. That's BS. They cannot use HHH money to build parking lots. They can only put a parking lot in each shelter for each family. So it's a lie. Don't believe that they can replace those parking lots. That's the lie. And another thing, another outrageous thing that they're doing. Those developers are not paying anything. They're not paying anything for the city properties. They might pay maybe $1 every year. So they're using our tax money, your tax money, to privatize and for the developer to make money. And you have to watch out for that because they're giving our taxes away. So I'm here again urging you to continue the struggle. Brother Wesson, you should be uniting us. You should be uniting the community, the African community, the Asian Pacific community, the Korean community, the immigrant community. If you don't, we're going to take you down. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have a lot more guests coming from other to support us. So, like I said, again, this is not about just Korean Americans, but also everybody. This is about everybody that lives here, that works here, and that goes to schools here. So, Latinos, Caucasian American, African American, everybody should join and make some noise together, and then let them hear our voice together. So, let's try it out. So, I'm gonna ask some questions, and then you'll find out. Answers are mostly no. And at the end, I'm gonna ask, what do you want? And the answer is public hearings, okay? So, did anybody from the city come to you and ask any single question before they make this decision about homeless shelter right here? I cannot hear you. One more time, louder. Did anybody from the city come to you and ask any single question?
가져가려고 하고 우리도 필요한데 자꾸 하니까 그런 거예요?
And ask a single question to homeless people about what they want.
네, 안 좋은 거예요.
And they say they are concerned because this area we have over 400 homeless people, but here they strangely have chosen one little spot. They can accommodate only 65 beds. So 400 for 65, the number does not match. Do you think this is the right plan? Do you think City Councilman Hong Wesson did his homework of doing the research, asking questions, listening to the voices, and make the right choice? Do you think he did? So, let me ask, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? They cannot hear you. You should be louder. What do you want? What do you want? Thank you. So we're going to hear from next speaker.
Hi, my name is Casey Madron. I represent United Neighborhoods for Los Angeles. We're a group that tries to speak for all residents of Los Angeles. I'd like to talk to you today about transparency, something we have a problem with in Los Angeles. When Herb Wesson says they looked at all the city-owned parcels in this council district and decided this was the one, I'd like to know what process Wesson used to make that decision. I'd like to know who he consulted. I'd like to know why this parcel stood out from all the others. What were the factors that were considered in terms of choosing this parcel as opposed to any others? And I'd also like to know why, when we have a city with over 90 neighborhood councils representing the people of all the diverse communities in Los Angeles, why were none of the neighborhood councils in Councilmember Wesson's district consulted? Why were they not given the information about all the city-owned tracts in this district? Why were the neighborhood councils not allowed to study the pros and cons of each city-owned parcel? Why were the neighborhood councils not asked which would be the best location for a homeless shelter? These are questions that Councilmember Wesson needs to ask. We have neighborhood councils set up to advise the city on what the communities want, and yet for some reason they were completely cut out of this process. That doesn't make any sense at all. Another thing I'd like to say is, I think everybody here understands the need for dealing with homelessness in Los Angeles. It's a huge problem. People in Koreatown understand it. People all over Los Angeles understand the need to deal with the homeless situation. The voters of Los Angeles voted money to build housing for the homeless and to support permanent supportive, provide supportive services for the homeless. So the people of LA get it. One of the things that hasn't been talked about in this issue is one of the reasons we have such a serious homeless problem is that the city council and the mayor have for years allowed this problem to grow worse and worse and worse. Homelessness has been an issue in Los Angeles for decades. If you go back 20 years, the LA City Council decided the best way to deal with it was to try to herd all the homeless into Skid Row and just leave them there. That wasn't a great decision. As the homeless population has grown and grown and grown, Eric Garcetti's first response was to criminalize homelessness, to try to make it illegal to sleep on the streets, to try to take down tents and confiscate people's belongings and give them citations. Now, after years of inaction, after years of policies that make no sense, and after years of policies that have produced greater homelessness, after years of allowing developers to evict over, well, actually, just in terms of from rent-stabilized units, we have lost over 20,000 rent-stabilized units in Los Angeles due to evictions from RSO housing. We don't even know the true number because we don't keep track of how many people have been evicted from units that are not rent stabilized. So while the city has been working with developers to allow them to evict thousands of people, they have completely ignored the homeless problem. And that is one of the major reasons why it is as bad as it is today. So when Mayor Garcetti and Councilmember Wesson say we have a serious homelessness problem and we need to deal with it, we need to ask them, why have you not been dealing with it for the past several years? Why have you allowed this crisis to grow so bad? Why have you not taken action before this? And why now, after years of inaction, are you now telling the Koreatown community that they need to help you solve the problem? With no hearings, no consultation from neighborhood councils, it makes no sense. So, yes, we need transparency. We need the community to be heard. Thank you very much.
지금 그 서명 용지가 4명이 돌고 있거든요. 거기에 서명하시면서 전화번호 이렇게 써주시면 저희 계속 인포메이션 드릴 거고요. 22일 날 시청에서 회의를 합니다. 요거 준비위원회가. 근데 자기네끼리 모여서 하겠죠. 근데 그걸 자기네끼리 모여서 하면 안 되겠죠. 그러니까 우리가 가서 시청 앞에서 랠리를 할 겁니다. 그 마치를 할 겁니다. 그래서 마치를 하면서 우리 시청의 뜻을 알리고 그 다음에 그 회의실에 들어가서 퍼블릭 커멘트 우리 말하겠다는 겁니다. 근데 이거는 퍼블릭 히어링은 원래 언리미티드로 모두가 말할 수 있어야 되는데 그날 회의는 짧게 1시간이나 하는지 말지 모르겠어요. 우리한테 말할 기회를 안 주려고 노력할 겁니다. 그러니까 빨리 가서 빨리 이름을 적고 그러고 나서 우리가 빨리 참여해야 됩니다. 그러니까 요거 서명하실 때 거기다 내가 참가하겠다 안 하겠다 꼭 알려주시기 바랍니다. So we have like 4 persons like walking through the crowd, and then they are trying to get your like a name, contact information, so that we can keep you posted. Because city does not do their homework. And number 2, they are gonna have a committee meeting on Tuesday, May 22nd. They said this plan was tentative, and they confirmed it only 2 days ago. And guess how many days left? You know, they are trying to make it hard for us, but we are gonna still make time and join the meeting. So we are gonna do march in front of the City Hall at 8 a.m. at the City Hall. And then that's gonna be like this coming Tuesday. And after that, we are gonna go in to the meeting room and then make some speeches. But don't get confused. They are not having public hearing. It is their own meeting, and they are gonna give you maybe 10 or 1 hour in total for everybody here. Look back how many you have. I see about maybe 1,000. I mean, I cannot see the end of this crowd anymore. People are still coming in. And then we need to all get to be heard by the city. But, anyways, we are going to do the march at the City Hall. If you can make time, please join us. I mean, they say they want to help the homeless people. We want to help the homeless people too. We are going to look for the solution together. So make sure you sign up for, the informations, we can provide down the road. And also at the same time, check the box, if you're willing to join us for the march. And then, would you say something? Tuesday, 8 a.m.
Yeah. El compañero Kim quiere invitar a todos a una marcha esta martes a las 8 en la mañana. Toda la comunidad está invitados al City Hall martes. Muchas gracias.
예, 여러분 난리 났습니다. 저 뒤에서 안 들려요. 스피커 이렇게 큰데도. Yeah, so we are having a very big crowd today. So the people in the backside, they are having a hard time to understand hearing our the sound. So can you come closer a little so that the people backside can join us a little, get closer so that they can all hear us. So let me introduce another special speaker today. Why don't we welcome her with big applause, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It really is, I would like to say it's a pleasure to be here, but I think that's really not the word. I'm happy to be here to participate because I'm a former resident of Koreatown, and I'm also a delegate for the 53rd Assembly District. What I wanted to talk about was that this homeless issue is our issue, it's not their issue. It really does belong to us. And I think that, Herb Wesson has said that there's been miscommunication and that we don't really understand what it is that they're trying to do. I also sit as a member of the Planning Committee for the Congress of Neighborhoods. And this week it's Koreatown, next week it's going to be someone else's neighborhood. And my feeling is that because it's an our issue that's actually been growing for decades since the Reagan era, and now housing for people who have jobs in Los Angeles is in a crisis mode. There are the working homeless. So this issue is growing and growing and growing, and the politicians really don't know what to do with it. They really don't understand. They are not the ones walking by homeless people on the sidewalks and under the bridges. They go by in black SUVs with blacked out windows and bodyguards. They're not there every day walking their children or walking to go to the grocery store, which is what happened to me. I lived on Kingsley, and I was walking down to go to Wilshire Boulevard, and on both sides of the street, there were small tents with homeless people. In a city like Los Angeles, in a country like the United States, which is why all of us are here, I come from immigrant parents too. We're here because this is the land of opportunity, and we came here so that we could make a better living and life for our families. My proposal is that people who live in Beverly Hills, who live in Malibu, who live all over Southern California, in the Los Angeles County area, there are 88 cities in the county of Los Angeles. We need to mobilize, we need to get together. The neighborhood councils, there are 98 of them, and from Herb Wesson's mouth, they're going to go to each one of them one by one to have this discussion. That to me is an impossibility. Do you have any idea how long that'll take? So it keeps making this whole problem keep going bigger and bigger and longer. We need to have the neighborhood council alliances and members of the community who are the leaders of the communities get together 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday, where they can map out neighborhoods and what's going on in their communities so that they can tell the politicians. The politicians really do not know what goes on here. They don't live here. You have the power to make change. This is a problem that they've been trying to take care of and haven't been able to do. But we can do it. It's not impossible. You are not saying you don't want to help the homeless. You are saying there has to be something reasonable, responsible, that has some longevity to it. Right now, they're taking a Band-Aid to put on an open wound. Doctor with a big wound here, and he says put a Band-Aid on it. What do you think about that? Is that going to help you? It's going to fester. This is festering right here. You do not need to go through this. Why should any neighborhood have to go through this when you really want to help? So my suggestion is that all of the neighborhood councils need to get together to discuss this issue, and you talk and plan what needs to be done in your community. We all recognize something has to be done. We want to do it. Galvanize, you have more power than you have any idea. So, those are my 2 cents. Thank you.
안녕하세요 여러분, 반갑습니다. 저 여기 We Love 한타의 여기 리더십 커뮤니티 엔젤라 주고요. 만나서 너무 반갑고요. 다른 거 지금 제가 얘기하고 싶은 거는 지금 제이크 변호사님이 얘기하신 것 같이 그 시청 공청회 그거 우리만 쉘터만 분이 아니고 다른 지구에서도 나타나는데 요번 주 화요일 8시 반 시티홀에서 룸 340호 다 오셔야 됩니다. 이게 지금 이만큼까지 우리가 잡았어요. 진짜 우리 쉘터, only 우리 쉘터에 대한 공천은 아니지만 그래도 다른 지구들과 포함 이 공청이기 때문에 꼭 여기 주위 있는 분들, 비즈니스들, 여기 다 사시는 분들 8시에 와셔야 됩니다. 그래서 시에서 우리 목소리를 seriously take 할 수 있도록 꼭 참여하시고요. 한 사람 앞에 2분씩 얘기할 수 있어요. 그래서 꼭 8시 아침 오시고요. 그리고 또 한 가지 이슈 제가 얘기하고 싶은 거는 이제 그 벵글라데시 이슈 아시죠? 네, 오케이. 그럼 마지막에 얘기할 것이지만 우리 volunteer 필요해요. 지금 now is the time to rise up and act. 지금 이 시간이 우리가 합쳐서 일을 해야지 아니면은 이 시간을 놓치면 안 되니까요. 그건 나중에 계시니까 우리 지금 volunteer 찾고 있으니까요. 나중에 volunteer 하시고 분은 우리한테 얘기해 주세요. 네, 감사합니다. 파이팅!
Okay, I want all the media cameras come up to the stage and then take the picture of all this crowd. You know, there are like over 1,000 people as far as I count. So come up. The media cameras, take a picture of all these people. And then we are gonna now make some noise. Give me 1 second. So, yeah, this time I'm gonna ask a few questions and you end up finding answer is yes. So let me ask, do you know in LA City there are over 35,000 homeless people? Yes? And do you know during the term of City Mayor Garcetti, the things has got only worsened? And do you find out at a sudden before 2020 election, for presidency election, he wants to do something about it. Do you find it? And anyways, isn't it great? Now city is paying attention to this big problem, so they need to do something. They realize, isn't it great? And don't you support of this idea, helping homeless people? Do you? And then, do you want to spend this money, $1.3 million for this one shelter? $20 million for the whole shelter project, and $1.2 million for the supportive housing. And then we want to use this money for what? Helping homeless people. Do you want it? So we don't want the city fail again, like they did at Skid Row. We don't want city fail again after wasting money on it, only end up not helping homeless people. So do you want to help? I mean, we need to help the city. So do you want to help the city? Yeah, it seems to me, City Mayor Garcetti, he's having a hard time, finishing up. The cost is only going up, and then they, after spending $1.2 billion, they're gonna end up having only 10,000 units for 35 homeless people. He needs help. Do you want to help? For that purpose, what do you need? Public hearing. What do you request? Public hearing. You know what? I will make it one good, but I cannot hear voice because of my voice is kind of speaking over. So you gotta be louder so that I can hear your voice. What do you want? This way, the City Mayor Garcetti and City Councilor from Western City in their office, they cannot hear your voice. What do you want? Speak louder.
Lincoln Heights is going to have a breakfast at 9 a.m. 2303 Workman Street in Lincoln Heights. Les quiero invitar a todos mañana la coalición para proteger Lincoln Heights. Van a tener un desayuno a las 9 de la mañana, mañana a la 2303 Workman Street. La lucha sigue. You all invited. Thank you very much.
Hello? Can you hear me all the way back there? I cannot hear you. Can you hear? No, not you. But the Garcia, Mayor Garcia and the Harvard Weston. Can you hear our voice here? Okay. Let them hear our voice. Okay. I am Robert Chung, who comes from the Korean American Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles. I just want to ask you just several questions. I am asking you, where we are here right now. Just look at left side here. This is Bank of Hope. Right side here, Gobao House. And here, you see Calco Insurance. Don't you think all of this is our community's face and the center of our communities? Do you remember long times ago, President Y.S. Kim, he visited here Los Angeles, and he found what is the center of the Koreatown, and he visited the Gobao House, and he got the seolleongtang. You remember? It means
here is our face, our Korean community's face, and the center of our life. Who we are. We are Korean American. Yes, I am Korean American, the first immigrant generation in here. And do you remember about 25 years ago, we kept this community for April 29th. We kept these communities with our gun and our blood. Yeah. And now I'm asking you, what we are doing here? We are not here to complain. We also care and we concern the homeless people. That is not of the questions. But you know, here is our center of Koreatown, and we are the owner and the master of this territory. And Gassetti, Mayor Gassetti and Herb Wesson, we voted for them just to serve for us. But now, what is he doing? Hundreds of times everybody said we want just right in due course and the right procedure. And we are ready to support LA City like before we all Santa did. But like this kind of procedure, this kind of treat, we cannot do that. We loved Los Angeles City before, and we still love. And let us continuously love Los Angeles here. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll have a great fruit very soon.
가운데 여기.
Thank you. You know what? People are still coming in to join us. It's only getting bigger and bigger. How proud of, we are so proud of it, isn't it? Woo! I am very proud of you. I'm not talking about just Korean Americans, right? Hispanic Latinos and African American, Caucasian American. Look around, see all these faces. We are living here together. We are working here together. We are going to schools together. And as we said, we are going to help homeless people. We are not going to let them just screw it. So we are going to watch it. We're going to discuss it. We're going to choose the best solution together. And then what about introducing our next speaker? Sure.
Thank you so much, Jake John. Ladies and gentlemen, I've already spoken. I want to just add a little small thing, because some members of the media are not fairly, in my opinion, fairly representing what we're saying. So I want this to be totally clear. Some members of the media are asking us, hey, wait a second. Is Koreatown protesting about 682 South Vermont as a location for a homeless shelter simply because of NIMBY, not in my backyard? We just don't want it in Koreatown at all, that's why? No! Absolutely not. That is not what we are doing. That is not what we are fighting for. I want to be perfectly clear on this. I think we all